So let's get started. Let's get the show on the road. Number one thing to do is you head on over to your... So the giver heads on over to their vehicle warehouse. Let's go over what you need in order for this to work. The first thing you need is an CEO office. Within the CEO office, you're going to need to go into the laptop and get a vehicle warehouse. Now the vehicle warehouse is the middle one, so you need to make sure that you're able to get the middle business.
You calling for some wheels?
In the laptop in the CEO office.
I'll hook you up.
It's the middle one. Once you have a vehicle warehouse, you want to have a vehicle that goes into the vehicle warehouse.
I'll get back to it then.
So you need to go to Warstock Cash and Carry, and there are 7 vehicles that are eligible. So not all 8 vehicles are eligible. So you got to make sure you go and get one of the eligible ones. So if you go into Warstock Cash and Carry on your phone app, you'll notice that as you scroll down, there's an option. There's like certain vehicles that are called part of the import-export, and 7 out of the 8 are eligible. As you look at the vehicles, you're going to see a little silhouette of a person, and there's a number beside it. That's the number of passengers. In order for this to work, for this to be part of the useful to the glitch, you need to at least have 2 passengers available to go into the vehicle. So the vehicle has to have at least 2 passengers. So that means the Ram Buggy, Phantom Wedge, Technical A, the Wastelander, Armored Box, Ruiner 2000, Rocket Voltic, and the Rocket Voltic. Those are the only ones that are eligible. So Rocket Voltic, Ruiner, Armored Box, Wastelander, Technical A, Phantom Wedge, Ram Buggy. Anything else is not eligible. So anything outside of the Ram Buggy, Phantom Wedge, Technical A, Wastelander, Armored Box, Rocket Voltic, Ruiner, and part of the import-export is not eligible. So you need to buy one of the 7. Once you've done that, so both people who are doing the glitch together have to do that. So you're going to need a friend to do this, of course, because how else would you get a car from someone? You both need to be friends, actual friends in the PSN in the PlayStation Network. So make sure that you are friends. Even if you don't want to stay friends, you can remove as friends later, but you need to start off as friends. And lastly, you both need to make sure that you have, not lastly, sorry. The other thing you need is a bunker. So you need to have purchased a bunker, and as part of that purchase, and on top of that, you need to get a mobile operations center, which again you can purchase at the Warstock Cash and Carry. Mobile Operations Center, it's over here. So if you go to Warstock Cash and Carry, it's going to be the 4th banner. It's a small little banner, Mobile Operations Center. And in the 3rd bay, you absolutely need to have a personal vehicle storage. It's going to start off as an empty bay. You need to select personal vehicle storage and renovate it. Now both of you will need to do this. You're also going to need a donor vehicle, a vehicle that you don't mind losing, because you will lose the look. You're going to lose the vehicle completely. It's going to be replaced by the vehicle you receive as a gift. Now you also need to make sure that you both don't have the same vehicle warehouse. You cannot have the same vehicle warehouse location, otherwise the glitch won't work. There you go. So now those are the things you will need in order to start this glitch. So the next part of the glitch, I always like to register as a CEO, walk into my vehicle warehouse. Oh, this might not be my vehicle warehouse. The vehicle warehouse is over here. So I head on over to my vehicle warehouse, I register as a CEO. I invite the other person into my CEO because I'll have them spawn into my vehicle warehouse. just gonna go ahead and bring out a vehicle that I'm gonna be gifting as a starting point.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around. I'll bring it to you.
So I'll be gifting this vehicle over to that account. Registered as a CEO, I sent an invite for them to be part of my CEO. I returned the vehicle. Now the reason I like to have the vehicle that I'm transferring out over right away is because when I go to manage vehicle and request personal vehicle, when the cooling off period is over, it's going to be the Cayo. Even if I request the Voltic later, it's just a little bit faster. So from here I go into my vehicle warehouse. We're both in my CEO, and I can invite them over, so they don't need to travel across the map. I can just send them an invite, and they'll appear in my vehicle warehouse. And they can only do that if they're part of your CEO. Once they're here, I quickly retire, and then I rejoin. Re-register as a CEO. This kicks them out right outside of the vehicle warehouse, and then they request, as the receiver, they immediately request a mobile operation center going through their, as they go through their blue interaction menu, they go to service vehicles, mobile operation center, request mobile operation center. And they send me a screenshot of where they're located, where their mobile operation center spawned, or MOC. And I go ahead and get it. As the person who is gifting, you want to be the one going to get the MOC, because over time you will know exactly where to park it. And that's a big problem when the person who's receiving the vehicle always wants to go get it to help, but they don't know where to park it. So as the gifter, you go ahead and get the MOC, and the receiver just stands very still. They don't move at all. This avoids any kind of police issues or any kind of gang wars. So go ahead and get the MOC. And return it back to the vehicle warehouse and park it somewhere where there's not going to be traffic blockage. Don't create a police chase or a police issue on the way there, and avoid any gang wars. So you can drive fast, but just avoid any kind of interaction with gangs or police or NPCs by parking in the middle of the road. Go ahead and park the vehicle. And now the person who is receiving the vehicle goes and checks what's in the back of their MOC. If it's not a donor vehicle, you want to get it out of there because you don't want to lose it. So the vehicle that you're going to put it initially in the back of the MOC, you're going to end up losing it. To avoid doing that, you want to make sure that you know what's in there. And in my case, I have a vehicle that I don't mind using as a donor vehicle, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I like to invite the person into the mobile operation center for the next step, but that's really up to you. So basically, the one who is receiving the vehicle needs to get into the mobile operation center, make sure that the donor vehicle is there, so drive it in, or observe that it's there, walk out without the vehicle, walk back in, and then drive out with the vehicle. So I'll go through that again. You either drive in your donor vehicle initially, or if you already have one, you just walk into the mobile operations center and make sure that it's there. Then you walk out, so you don't drive out with it. Whether you've driven it in or it's already there, you walk out. Then you walk back in, and then you drive out. And this confirms to the game that indeed that vehicle is stored there, so you're ready to do the next part of the glitch. As the gifter, you go to the pause menu, which is the menu that you see right there on your screen, and then the receiver will slowly go towards the blue circle. Once they get a prompt, press right on the pad to store the vehicle in your mobile operations center. They press it once, it will kick out the gifter, and then they can back up and drive away from the blue circle and park it somewhere safe. So this avoids the car from actually going into the back of the mobile operations center. At this point, the gifter hires the receiver into their CEO, and the gifter goes ahead and gets their special, like their vehicle from the vehicle warehouse. So in my case, I'm going to get a Runer 2000. And then I'm going to go pick it up. The receiver can just stand near the vehicle warehouse. I open up the blue interaction menu as the gifter. I like to open it up right away so that I know it's open, I don't forget. And then the receiver gets in without doing anything else. The gifter goes towards the garage door that usually brings in the vehicle and gently hits it. At this point, the receiver opens up their blue interaction menu. Now both blue interaction menus are open. Once the receiver confirms that their blue interaction menu is open, go ahead, as the gifter, can go ahead and close it with circle, pressing back. This will bring the vehicle into the vehicle warehouse and leave the receiver in the vehicle. So both things are happening at the same time. You're going in, so the gifter is going into the vehicle warehouse. It's got a black screen, and the receiver is in the vehicle, kind of getting kicked out. At this point, the receiver leaves the CEO and requests their MOC, then sends a screenshot of where the MOC has spawned, and the gifter goes and picks it up. Now I teleport there, but you can fly there, you can drive there. Just again, it's about just not getting into those conflicts with police or gang wars. So as the gifter picks up the MOC, the receiver will stand very still and just wait. Away from traffic, away from anything, just waiting for the MOC to come back. So the gifter goes ahead and drives it back. Alright, and again, park it. Once you get close, you can just carefully park it in a good spot. Now as the gifter, you go in, park the vehicle, and then run behind it and hide behind the trailer by pressing R1. At this point, the receiver will get behind. This is a high traffic area, so I do the story mode 3 times from this vehicle warehouse, and if I have a much easier vehicle warehouse where there's no traffic around it, I only do it twice. That's personal choice. I would recommend doing it at least 2 times. So the receiver will go press down on the D-pad, select the character, and then press circle to not enter story mode. And to do that 3 times before then walking towards the blue circle and then entering in alone. At which point they will have a complete black screen, no loading circle, nothing, just black. It means they're glitched out. So that's good, that's exactly what you want them to be doing as you go and find the location where you're going to drop off the vehicle. The location is over here. So look at the map carefully and you will see that the location is over here. This is where you drop off the vehicle. I'm going to teleport there and you'll be able to see it closer. Okay, so the location, if you're looking for reference point, go postal. There's a stop here, and this is where I go ahead and request the vehicle that I want to gift.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels?
And in my case, I already
I'll
had
get
it
back to
out,
work.
so it's under my personal vehicle. So request personal vehicle, which I mentioned earlier was the reason why I like to bring it out ahead of time so I know which car I'm going to be gifting. Once you have the vehicle, if it doesn't spawn right in front of the apartment number here, the block apartments, then drive it over. Get out of the vehicle. Now, earlier I mentioned that everybody has to have access to all vehicles, so you both have access to each other's vehicle. The person who is in the black screen, who is the receiving end, will then press down on the D-pad and then just try to, with the right joystick, go up, right or left until they see that alert message, at which point they press circle. And sometimes it takes a few tries and sometimes you get on the first try. Then you go towards the vehicle, you walk into the vehicle, and you'll notice that you were able to get into the car and that you're able to drive that into your MOC. So once you drive that into your MOC, you can, if you can't drive it out, which is the case here because the vehicle is so large, of course now I can get into the driver's side. So you try to get into the driver's side, drive the vehicle out, drive it back in, if possible. So now the receiver has the vehicle, and they drive it out, drive it back in to save the vehicle under their account. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and replace it with a donor vehicle. Now you want to have your donor vehicle in the garage where you want to trade places. So by driving in a donor vehicle in here, not a donor vehicle but another vehicle, and the vehicle has to come from your garage where you want to switch places. So in my case I want to go Vinewood Garage number 5, Vinewood Club Garage. So I'm going to go see if there's already a vehicle there that I can use. There is not, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer over a vehicle from somewhere else. through my vehicle organization. If you don't have one at all, you could just buy a vehicle through the Super Auto Shop, and then have it dropped into the garage where you want to park this vehicle, where you want to store this vehicle, and then once it arrives in that garage, you go ahead and once it arrives in that garage, you request it through your mechanic, and then you drive it in the back of the MOC. If you buy a vehicle directly into the MOC while there's a vehicle already there, you will delete the vehicle that's there. So you completely lose the whole gifting. So I have a vehicle in Vinewood Garage number 5. I'm going to request the elegy that I put in Vinewood Garage number 5. I'm going to drive it into the back of the MOC. And now what you'll notice is if your car is there, so the elegy that was in Vinewood Garage number 5 is now in the MOC. So the question is, where did the car that was in the MOC go? So I'll show you where, by driving in a vehicle from Vinewood Garage level 5 into the back of the MOC, it switched places with the Caracara, which is now in Vinewood Garage level 5. There we go. So the glitch is still working. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Subscribe, like and subscribe. I do this every day to check that the glitches are still working, so that the gift cards to friends glitch still works and that the merge glitch works. So the next video is going to be about